A very good evening, Zimbabwe. You are listening to Studio 7 from the Voice of America in Washington. And this is Live Talk. I am Kip Stube.
And I'm Marvelous Mhlanganya, who are broadcasting from my home this Monday, December the 20th, 2021, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm Marvelous Mhlanganya, who are.
Tonight on Live Talk, we are talking about COVID-19 and a certain guy who actually cycled from Johannesburg to Bulawayo. That is Zimbabwe's second largest city.
Yes, a very interesting story there, Gibbs. And also he's cycling because he is actually trying to bring awareness about COVID-19 and getting the COVID-19 vaccine. So very interesting there indeed.
Very interesting. So let's start with the COVID-19 figures. According to the Minister of Health, 5 people died of COVID-19 yesterday in Zimbabwe, and 1,123 tested positive for coronavirus. And up to now, according to the Minister of Health, 4,787 people have succumbed to COVID-19 since March last year. This is out of a number of people that actually contracted the disease. That number adds up to 192,796, and 138,397 people recovered from COVID-19. According to the ministry, there are over 4 million people who have got their first jab of the COVID-19 vaccine, and over 3 million their second dose. So, according to the ministry as well, almost 50,000 people have active COVID-19 in Zimbabwe. And right now, the recovery rate is 72%. Yebo kambe Rwanda kunjalo ke ukuthi kulabantu abahlanu ababule COVID-19 izolo kwele Zimbabwe. Wathi ke abafika 1,123 bahlolwe batholakala bele COVID-19. Bese kusithi ke abarecover izolo kumbe kithi abaphephe kumkhuhlane lo bafika 2,642. Bese kusithi ke abasebabulayo COVID-19 kusukela ngoMbimbi nyaka enye bayi 4,787. Phakathi kwenani labantu bayi 192,796 ababanjwa yi-COVID-19 kwaphepha ke abayi 138,397. Asebejovwe okokuqala ijekiseni lokuzivikela ku-COVID-19 badlula 4 million. Bese kusithi asebejovwe kwesibili badlula 3 million. Singathi ke izolo kuphela kujove abantu abadlula 6,000 ijekiseni yakuqala, labafika phose 5,600 bajove ijekiseni yesibili. Ngase sikhangela njalo abantu abaphila legciwane le-COVID-19 khona manje bayi 4,916. So sorry, 49,612. So khanya ngani kunjalo Marvelous.
Aiwa, tinokuchingamidza ine mufaro pano pachirongwa chedu nemusi wemuvhuro December 20, 2021. Ini ndini Marvelous ndichitaura nemi ndiri muWashington pamusoro pedenda reCovid-19. Sekutaura kwaita Gibbs pari zvino, bazi rezveutano rinozivisa kuti pane manew cases anosvika ivo 1,123 pari zvino, uyezve nezuro vanhu vashanu ndo vakafa nedenda iri reCovid-19. Saka tichange tiri kukurukura kuti pane here zviri kuitwa panyaya yedenda irori reCovid-19 tichitarisa isu uwandu hwevanhu vari kubayiwa ivo nhomba yeCovid-19. Tichitarisa kuti hurumende yakati iyo inoda kubaya vanhu 10 million kuitira kuti denda iri risawanikwe richipararira munyika. Uyezve tichange tiine nyaya imwe iri kunakidza zvikuru yemumwe muchizvarwa cheZimbabwe chakawanikwa icho chichichovha bhasikoro kubva kuSouth Africa, vachiedza ivo kuti vawanikwe vachidzidzisa veruzhinji pamusoro pekukosha kwakaitwa kubayiwa kwenhomba yeCovid-19. Saka tichange tiine hurukuro navo ipo pano muchovhi uyu webhasikoro vachitaura ivo kuti vakazvifambisa sei kuti vachovhe bhasikoro kubva kuSouth Africa vachienda nekugwanda, uyezve vachitaura kuti zvii zvavakasangana nazvo mukuchovha kwavaita bhasikoro, uyezve kuti chii chakavabata kuti vafunge ivo kuti vari kuda kuti denda iri reCovid-19 uye kukosha kwekubayiwa kwenhomba yeCovid-19 kuwanikwa iko kuchizewa nezvako Gibbs.
Kunjalo ke kule jaha leli elakoNdlovu Meli Ndlovu osuke kwele South Africa esiya kwele Zimbabwe. Uchove ibhasikile okunye okumangalisayo njengakhona kokubekwa ngumavela silapho ukuthi uluchove esuke eJohannesburg waze wafika ke koBulawayo namhlanje. So kumenza ukuthi afike namhlanje ukuthi uthe efike eGwanda ibhasikile lakhe kade ngani selilimela amavili. So ke wasesithi ke efika khona ngale wathola ke sokuvaliwa amavinkili okwenza ukuthi alale eGwanda. Otherwise ngawufika izolo around 9 p.m. koBulawayo. So ke siyabona ukuthi abantu bamthakazelela kakhulu emhlabeni wonke jikelele ukuthi wenze into enhle ngokuthi aveze ukuthi i-COVID-19 ivele ihamba njani. So sibona abanye abantu bememukela koBulawayo, kulabanye kade behamba laye sibile endaweni eziningi besithi ke bakuthakazelela akwenzayo. So abanye sebele hashtag kuthiwa i-hashtag Gatsheni wethu, hashtag Gatsheni wethu. So it means hashtag our Gatsheni, you know, that is Mtupo in Shona. So ke leso isithombo sakhe ukuthi Gatsheni. So kunjalo marvelous. So they are giving him everything that they can. And there's one lady from Botswana, Ketwe Pepe, who actually called us during a show that we did and said, I'm donating right now $500 for him to have a coke, just one coke, meaning that it was a start, you know, to say they want to raise money for this guy so that he can go to the Tour de France. That's his target, you know, after highlighting what COVID is all about. So he's hitting two birds with one stone. So he's a very crafty individual. But when he left South Africa, his wife was very skeptical about the whole trip. So he was saying, you know what, this trip is full of many things. And according to him, it was very difficult to actually cycle from Johannesburg to Zimbabwe. And at one stage, you know, there was a snake along the way. So he says he had to wait for a while to let that snake slither away. And at the second stage, there were heavy rains. And he said, I couldn't even find my way. So just go, but he kept on cycling until he reached Bridge. And, you know, he was happy to get home and then cycling all the way. And then all is history.
Aiwa tichange tiine hurukuro nemurume yakawanikwa iye achichovha bhasikoro rake kubva kuSouth Africa, uyezve achitaura iye zvaakasangana nazvo. Ari kutaura kuti akasangana nezvakawanda chaizvo, akawanikwa achisangana nenyoka munzira apo anga ari kuchovha bhasikoro rake achibva kuJohannesburg akananga iye kuBridge kwaazobva akawanikwa iye achipinda mugwanda. Saka tichange tiri kunyatsonzwa kuti akazvifunga sei uyezve kuti anoona zvichizobatsira here, nekuti muchovhi webhasikoro ari kuti iye donzvo rake nderekuti apinde muTour de France kuya kunoitwa makwikwi ekuchovha mabhasikoro. Asi ari kutaura zvakare kuti mudzimai wake anga asi kunyanyofara nezvaanga ataura murume uyu kuti ndo zvandoda kuita, achiti iye munogona kuzowirana nenjodzi munzira kana zvimwewo zvakadaro. Asi pari zvino ari kuti iye ari kufara nekuti akwanisa kusvika mugwanda pari zvino. Gibbs.
Yes, so and then there's this hashtag, you know, Gatsheni wethu. So now there are some people also following what he's doing. You know what? Zimbabweans are very crafty and can support what they want. And in this case, there are some people who are actually showing their own bicycles. Some are riding these bicycles, and one guy has got a very old one. And he's saying, you know what? This one is going to Cairo. So we'll bring all those kind of things as we go forward. So I think the first video that we have is of Gatsheni arriving in Bulawayo. And I think he was welcomed by many, many reporters there. So let's see what Ezra Jesus Panda did when he arrived in Bulawayo. Here he comes.
Silindeke umfana kaNdlovu nangu uyangena ke koBulawayo uchobe village of Beda mana Ndlovu mana Ndlovu sifuna ukukhuluma la Ndlovu sengenile koBulawayo lapha ke uNdlovu usichove ke ibhasi lakhe suka ke eGoli mana sibona ukuthi zamxotshanisa ngitshela ukhwelo kaphenduke uNdlovu siyamfuna la kuyajika so wena uthini mnuzana ngalo Ndlovu into zomuntu?
Hayi umuntu lo siyayibonga kakhulu into enzakalayo abantu bakithi ma into le ngabe uthiwa ibisenza ngomunye umuntu mhlawumbe olikhiwa sikezwa bembuzo imibuzo lapha but sinazela ukuthi nxa uthi umuntu wakithi umuntu omnyama abantu abengakukholwa but siyakukholwa thina ukuthi umfowethu kwenzile lokho kuyinto okuyinto eqhakatheke kakhulu umuntu wakithi ekhezi siyakubonga kakhulu sibili ukuthi sizwa lo ndoda kuthiwa ukhankase ubhubhane we-COVID-19 lo sokuhluphayo kade sinje siqhizizayeke kungenxa yakho nokho. Siyabonga sibili umkhankaso ongaka wenzile umfowethu ukuthi ngabe kungabantu bakithi sibili ukuthi ngabe uthiwa asomeli kwesisikhathi abantu bakithi ngabe siyamphakamisa umfowethu uyazi simqakathekise ezekhuphumele ngempela.
Ndlovu akuthi lapha engixoxe lawo bijana welcome sufikile baba.
Halala nguphuka halala maqhuzu halala ndoda amadoda umkhulu awunakulinganisa umsebenzi wezileyo umkhulu awunakulinganisa umsebenzi wezileyo ukukhankasela ubhubhane one-COVID-19 sithi siyabonga Nquphunga siyabonga Ndlovu enkulu siyabonga Gatheni siyabonga Buyabenyathi siyabonga Sonto Khulu usiphakamisile wasikhukhumeza wasenza Nquphunga wasenza Maqhuzu sithi hala
amhlophe Ndlovu kunjani?
Hayi amhlophe kakhulu ngiyabonga kakhulu sengifikile lapha eBlawayo.
Akusitshela ukuthi uziqalela into bekutheni.
Ngicela ukukhuluma nemask ukuze abantu
bengizoba. Khipha imask abakuzokuhla abantu.
Ukuze ngifike lapha hlangana nama-challenges amakhulu kakhulu kodwa inhloso yami bekuthi abantu bebe aware ngendaba ye-COVID-19. Abaningi batshonile abanye basazutshona ngendaba zokuthi abavaccinatanga besicela ukuthi umuntu nomuntu ahambe evaccinate. Siyaqhuqhuzela nje ukuthi ubani nobani ahambe evaccinate.
Usuke nini eJohannesburg?
Ngisuke ngeSaturday isikhathi beku-half past 3 ekuseni. Then i-challenge engihlangane nayo between Centurion nePretoria. Bona inyoka esayidini enkulu kakhulu.
Inyoka?
Ya, yavela yatshone etshanini lapha ngayiyeka. Then kuthe ngikho ngibone khona inyoka but ibitshayiswa imoto anzanga.
Enye futhi?
Ngithe ngifonela ama-teammates ami ngibatshela ukuthi ngihlangana le nyoka la. Bangitshela bathi hayi ukuthi uhambo lwakho uvulekile. Hayi ngahamba impela ngazozifika lapha.
Ubuhamba uvikana lezi moto?
Ngihamba ngivikana nezimoto abanye bengishayela amahuta abanye ngiphuma esitaradeni. Then ngithe ngisuka eBedbridge lapha kube le truck ade kungala space. Ngase ngiphuma esitaradeni ngangena kuphodola. Isondo lami lisike lalimala lapha. Njalo likhona elinye lilapha elilimeleyo lifake phambili. Ibhasikili amangisekhona.
So ibhasikili leli ngelakho leli?
Ibhasikili ngelami lendresa ngathi.
Wena amanga kangaka wathatha ngawo ubuhamba usima usidlani usenzani?
Ukudla ngizange ngadla kodwa bengihamba ngiphuza amajuice.
Uhamba uphuza amajuice?
Yebo. Ukudla okuphekwe ngizange ngadla ukudla okuphekwe.
Awuhambelani lo nxa utsho ibhasikili?
Awuhambelani. Into engiyenza bengiphuza amanzi. Lesigubhu se-4 liter lapha esiseqolo lapha. Samanzi yiso bengisiphuza lapha.
Hamba ubona ngani yena imessage le ingenile e-COVID le ebantwini?
Nginethemba ba ingenile ngoba ngimangale mangifika eMpalabala abantu bekhuluma ngami nabengazi ukuthi bayazi ngami. Bengicabanga ukuthi nje bazibonela umuntu nje osuke eduze. Kodwa bacela ukuma baxoxisana nami bashutha lezithombe ngami.
Wena ke sizathanda ukwazi ke imbali yakho vele ke uvela ungubani uzelwe ngaphi ukhulela?
Igama nguMeli, isibongo nguNdlovu. Ukuzalwa ngizalele khona lapha eBlawayo esibhedlela sempilo. Mhla ka-4 February ngo-1981. So ngileminyaka engu-40. Ekhaya kusekhezi emaphisa endaweni esigabeni saseGohole. Abaningi bangazi ngifunde eGohole eprimary nesecondary ngiyenzele eGohole.
Yes, marvelous. There we are. So he's talking about what he encountered and who he is and his plans and why he was doing all this. So according to this gentleman, that is Meli Ndlovu, he was born in 1981 in Kezi, that is Mapisa, Kohole area in Material South Province. And he attended school there, and many people know him in that kind of village. So he says he left 3:30 a.m. Saturday in Johannesburg, and then he had some problems, between Centurion and Pretoria, where there was a big snake that was, in his vicinity, and he had to let it go because he thought it was going to strike him. And then there was another snake, along the way, but the second one was dead. So he says he's creating a COVID-19 awareness because many people have died, and some more are going to die because of COVID-19. So he says people should be vaccinated. They should take all the precautions as per WHO standards. And he says he was very surprised when he got to Balabala. You know, Balabala is about 70 kilometers outside Bulawayo. People were waiting for him there, and they actually stopped him and they chat with him and all those kind of things. And guess what? They got the message from Studio 7 that he was coming, so they waited there because they didn't know what time he was passing through Balabala. So they were waiting for him, and he says he was very happy to see all that. And then at one stage, he says he plunged into a pothole because there's a vehicle that didn't give him away, you know. So his bicycle had some kind of knocks here and there. So what about things that he was eating? He says he was taking a lot of juices, lots of water. He had a 4-liter bottle paste on his back, you know. And he says he was depending on that. And he appears to be a very, very strong guy.
Aiwapo tanga tiri kuona nekunzwa kubva kune muchovhi webhasikoro anoti iye anonzi Meli Ndlovu, uyezve ari kuti iye akazvarwa muna 1981 kukezi, uko anoti ndoko akadzidza zvakare. Anga ari kurondedzera iye kuti akafamba sei kubva kuJohannesburg uko kwaari kuti iye akawanikwa achisangana nenyoka paanga akusvika kuCenturion. Akazowanikwa zvakare achisangana neimwe nyoka kunyange zvayo yakanga yakafa. Ari kutaura zvakare kuti akasvika kuBalabala akaona akamirirwa nevamwe vanhu vakanga vatiwo vakanzwa shoko kubva kuStudio 7, apo Studio 7 yakawanikwa ichitaura nezvekuchovha kwaari kuita bhasikoro, uyezve kuti achange ari kusvika panzvimbo iyoyi. Ari kuti pari zvino abvunzwa nemutori wedu wenhau kuti ko manga muri kudyei pakufamba kwenyuka. Akati chekudya chinopisa chaicho hapana chandakadya, asi ndiri kunwa mafluids. Ndanzwa achitaura iye kuti anga ane mvura yaari kuwanikwa iye akatakura kumusana, ndo mvura yaari kupota achinwa. Saka ari kuti iye ari kunwa mvura nezvimwewo mafluids mamwe, asi pari zvino haasati adya sadza muchena, uyezve haasati adya chikafu chaanoti icho chinopisa, nekuti hazvienderane nekuchovha kwaari kuita bhasikoro. Ari kuti akabva kuJohannesburg na3 am nemusi weSaturday. Uye zvino sekutaura kwatiri kuita apo awanikwa iye asvika muBulawayo. Anga ari kutaura nemutori wedu wenhau.
Yes, let's listen to another interview that he did with Ezra Chisaswanda in Bulawayo.
Wasusebenza ngaphi la?
Ukusebenza lapha ngike ngasebenza okwe 6 months, ukutshintsha kwe-PTC isiba yi-Tail 1. Ngike ngasebenza e-Hillside. Ngasebenza 6 months, then ngasuka lapha ngaye eSouth Africa ngo-2001. From 2001 bengilokhu ngise-South Africa ngasebenza i-company e-24/7 ngomnyaka ka-2003. Ngasebenza 16 years. Ngase ngiyeke ngendaba kuqala i-COVID. Okwamanje bengingasebenzi, ngumuntu ohleliyo. Bengiphila ngokuthi bengincedwa ngabelungu balokhu ngidonethela, ngoba kule team abathi i-Team View ese-Bedford View eSouth Africa ilabalungu abayi-70, mina yimi ngedwa umuntu omnyama.
Ngiyani amabhasikili?
Amabhasikili. So abalungu laba bangifundise ukugibela ibhayisikili ukuthi utshintsha kanjani ngespeed, ugijima maku-10 lama kukhuphukile. Ngafunda-ke khona lapho. Bengisiya emsebenzini ngebhayisikili, base bengicela kwelintanga ukuthi bacela ngibajoyine. So
bayakwazi ngohambo lakho lo?
Bayakwazi kakhulu. And nabo bengithanda ukuthi bebekwazi ukuthi hayi sengifikile. Ngoba bebethe ngiba-update endleleni. Manje inkinga benayo mina suke ngasengisola i-network. Le phone yami isuke yaphela ibhetri.
Umuntu olonkosikazi labantwana?
Nginonkosikazi labantwana ababili.
Banga?
Intombazana lomfana baseGoli. Intombazana ina 14 years, umfana una 9 years. Umfana wami una 9 years ufunda ugrade 3, uzoya ku grade 4 kulo nyaka ozayo. Njalo la yena uyagijima kakhulu ngebhayisikili. Ungamnika leli bhayisikili angeke umlandele. Uyakhona ukuhamba 35 kilometers.
Hawu.
Kodwa unena
inyawo zinjani manje usanjani?
Inyawo zibuhlungu kakhulu especially la emlenzini.
Ngoba ke nxa usuke uthe usuke nini ngole?
Ngomgqibelo
usuke Saturday.
Saturday.
Namhla ngolesingaki? Monday.
Yokufanele ngifike lapha izolo ntambama.
Kucha udlula ama truck. Ama truck phela uyaqalela msho.
Kufanele ngifike lapha izolo ntambama. Ukulala bengilela ngihleli. Ngathi bengiresta almost 2 hours. Ukulala khona ngilale eGwanda izolo. Ngoba bese ngibona ukuthi sokusebusuku and angeke ngisa khona ukuthi ngize la. Ngicaba ukuthi lizongihlupha ibhasikili. Uthola ukuthi sokusebusuku.
Wena ama-curfew eSouth Africa leyo uwathanda bebengelandaba lapho i-curfew akula curfew eSouth Africa
i-curfew ikhona ebusuku qala ngo-10 until 4
kodwa wachawo njalo ebhoda uthe ufika ungena wakho ungene lula bakubuzeni bazwisisa
ebhoda ngingene lula ngase ngicela ukuthi bengishude izithombe la bonke abantu bebesala ukungishuda izithombe bethi ebhoda laphana abafuni izithombe zishutwa ngase ngicela umunye usisi ongumphoyisa ukuthi angishude isithombe wathi akazange azwakala into oyishoyo ngingamyekeli asenzama ukushuda abantu abaningi bayasabile ukuthi bengishude izithombe bathi ngapha eZimbabwe besaba amapolisi
so kodwa bakuvumela ukuthi ungene
abangivumeli abazange bangihlupha.
Lase South African border bayastempa la ngaZimbabwe bathi ayidlule.
Abazange bangihlupha.
Uzange babuzela ukuthi.
Hayi.
So in next ke usuzayenzana wena?
Next
khona ukuthi uvoza kwenza. Phela kade usuchaya ijob bekusuthi uzachaya iCape Town kumbe usuyachaya iCairo.
Abelungu bami bebengithembisile kodwa ngangikhulume nabo ukuthi mina ngoba ngiyizalo yaseZimbabwe yakufuna ukuthi ngazakale ngapha eZimbabwe bebengithembisa iTour de France
ukuthi ungene kuTour de France
ngambhadale imali ngiye eTour de France
ngibona ngani ngendlela wenze ngayo iTour de France ungayichaya it's about 2000 something kilometers ungayichaya iTour de France
iTour de France ngingayishaya nginesibindi sokuthi ngingayishaya
ngoba yeziphunyulwa futhi ayifani naloko kwezileyo
ayifani naloko kwezileyo noma ngaba ngunumber last kodwa ngingayenza
kunokhuthaza abafundi laba abanye laba athona ibhoda lapho ngathini kubo bazama udobetho
into engabakhuthaza yona ukuthi oqala baye ku-vaccination angithi sikhuluma ngendaba ye-COVID-19 bavaccinate abanye bazokutshela ukuthi hhayi i-vaccination leyo muthi ambona ukuthi i-government izofuna imithi ye-vaccination ngaphandle ibuye izobulala abantu lapho so engakukhuthaza bona ukuthi behambe be-vaccinate
lapha-ke uhlala ngapho koBulawayo
lapha koBulawayo kulendlu kasisi ephumula eNorth
so siyakuyakhona
usisi ukhona eGoli kukhona le Goli
ungangikhangele into enzileyo into enkulu inkokheli zakhona abasizibona umeya sibaboni uthini kwinkokheli zalapha ngoba le ngayo into yenziwe likhiwa lapha ngabe ugcwele amabhana lama-juice labantu sebehlezi lapho kwamukela ikhiwe lichovileyo wona uthini ngakho lo
hayi mina engikubongayo ukuthi isupport engiyithole lapha ekhaya ngingacabanga ukuthi mina lami ngizothola isupport enjengaleyo ngoba abantu bangisupporte kakhulu so enzokucela lami luncedo lokuthi bangincede ngalokho abanginako uyazi kuhle ukuthi umuntu akunikeze i-5 ngenhliziyo yakhe or i-5 or $5 akunikeze ngenhliziyo yakhe kodwa uma ungamtshontshela inhliziyo yakhe isibe buhlungu uma yakunikeza isipho ngenhliziyo yakhe usuka lawo ukhululeke fana nomunye umuntu uma ungamcela uthi ngicela i-5 omunye uzokubuza ukuthi ufuna ukuyenza omunye ethi anginayo omunye ethi ngizokunikeza ngayithola
okay no sithanda ukubonga kakhulu ke ngento ezilenhla I hope i-awareness ke ibhodile ke ebantwini mina lami ngizathatha le dawo lokusephambili ngizazama uzwisisa kubomeya bakobulawayo labantu inkokheli zalapho ukuthi kungani bengalandanga umfowethu wezinto enje ngiyopromote into enje ngiyabonga kakhulu sokufisela inhlanhla umhayi phela ndoda nanka amanzi akho lapho chairman
into engayikhuthaza kuphela lapha ngicela ukuthi besilungisele isitarada lapha yabona kule sitarada uma usuka eBedbridge lapha usiza isitarada zakhona zifile ukuthi uma bengalungisa isitarada nje lamaphotholo ngoba benhlala sizwa amaphotholo abantu bekhala uhamba ngezimoto
uzibonele ngebhasikila
manje mina ngizibonele ngebhasikila
kwazi ufelwa libhasikili
and abantu abaningi basanga kuthatha ukuthi hayi ngoba uhamba ngebhasikili maybe kazi ukuchayela or kana imoto nginayo kodwa ngiprefer ukuza ngebhasikili
ukuthi message ihambe abantu
ukuthi message igcwale ebantwini aluba ngibe ngemoto ingeke izigcwale le message
kambe Saturday umuntu ngemande selapha laba driver angikhola lo mafu lapho uyathatha 3 days ngedrive truck kodwa ube nge 2 days no
ama truck ngodle China ini
udlula kuphela khaya ndoda
okuhle kuyabukwa okuhle kuyanconywa sithi halala ndoda amadoda halala nguphunga halala maqhuzu halala nkonkobela halala Ndlovu enkulu halala sonke khulu sithi gatheni uyabenyathi umkhulu awunakulinganisa umsebenzi wenzela isizwe umkhulu awunakulinganisa umsebenzi wenzela umthakazi sithi halala ndoda amadoda halala nguphunga okuhle kuyabukwa uwenzile umsebenzi usebenzile on the way from Johannesburg to Bulawayo kontutu ziyathunqa ngithi khawula lapha ndoda amadoda khawula lapha nguphunga uyingwele wena ungumaqhuzu uyinkonkobela sithi halala ngithi noma lude ndoda amadoda umlimo lomusa akubusise usomandla akumathaze ngezibusiso inkosi yezulu ikubusise ube lempilo enhle ende njalo sithi halala Ndlovu enkulu halala gatheni halala.
There you are, marvelous. Very, very captivating indeed, right?
Yes, very captivating, especially the people that are actually rallying him on. That's very, very, I admired that, especially the poet in the end, who was able to give him his accolades and also chime out, his totem to say that he is in Ndlovu.
Gacheni, yes.
Gacheni. Hashtag Gacheni. So very interesting indeed to see the amount of support that is actually coming from people around Bulawayo there where he arrived today.
So now, according to him, he actually worked for the Post and Telecommunications, and left in 2001 for Johannesburg. And then he worked for a 24/7 company from 2003 until COVID-19 hit, and now he's unemployed. So he joined a team in Bedford View in South Africa, where there are 70 South Africans who actually drilled him on biking. So he says he got all these skills from those people. And so he says he used to cycle to work until these people called him and said, okay, join us and, learn how to do it professionally. So he says they want to know about this trip, and they're promising to take him maybe to Tour de France. And at the same time, he says, you know what, the network let him down because he was supposed to be giving them information all the time. But he managed to get 1 or 2 photos, to get 1 or 2 videos, and was updating here and there. So he's a father of 2. He has got a wife. And he says his 9-year-old boy is one of the greatest cyclists ever he has seen, because he says he can cycle at 30 miles per hour. So he says not 30 kilometers per hour. So right now he says his legs are very painful. He has gone to a massaging parlor where he thinks they're going to take care of that. So he was supposed to arrive in Bulawayo yesterday, but he says he had some bit of knocks, like we indicated earlier on. So he had to stay by the night in Gwanda, just to wait until morning, where he was supposed to get some spares for his bicycle. And then off he left.
Talking about potholes, what did he say?
So about potholes, he said they were very problematic between Beitbridge and and Bulawayo. So he says, please, can somebody fix that? Because there are so many of them. He says, South African roads are quite good, but it doesn't want to attack anyone. He says, please, by the grace of God, if ever is possible, can people take care of that? But he says his mission is to conscientize people about COVID. He says people must make sure that they are vaccinated and make sure that they interact with people as per the regulations prescribed by the WHO. So he's a very happy man. He's in Bulawayo, and he says he will continue doing all this what he started.
Aiwa, apo tanga tiri kunzwa kubva kuna Meli Ndlovu anova iye ari kuchovha bhasikoro rake akabva kuJohannesburg nemusi weMugovera, uyezve awanikwa achisvika iye muBulawayo nhasi, kunyange vakanga vakatarisira kuti aifanira kunge achisvika nezuro, asi ari kuti pane zvimhingamupinyi zvaakasangana nazvo zvakawanda. Anga achipa nhoroondo yeupenyu hwake achiti ane mudzimai uyezve ane vana vaviri, ende pavana vake ava mumwe wacho mudiki ane 9 years ari kuti iye anogona kunge ane unyanzvi saiye, nekuti anotogona kuwanikwa iye achichovha bhasikoro irori, achimhanya chaizvo nebhasikoro iri. Sezvatiri kuona zviri kuitikawo imo muno muAmerica, takaona Tiger Woods achibuda nemwana wake mukomana achiwanikwa iye achitamba, achimuratidza kuti gorofu rinotambwa sei. Saka tiri kuonapo Ndlovu ari kutaurawo kuti ndo zviri kuitawo mwana wake ari kutowanikwa achifarira zvekuchovha bhasikoro irori, uyezve ari kuzvigona. Ataura zvakare kuti akambenge aine mabasa anga ari kushanda asi akazomiswa nekuda kweCOVID-19. Pamabasa apo paaishanda aichovha bhasikoro achienda kubasa. Akazowanikwawo nevamwe vanogara munzvimbo vekuBedford View vakawanikwa ivo vane krabhu yavo yekuchovha mabhasikoro. Akati iye vakawanda vacho vari mukrabhu iyi varungu. Iye sekutaura kwandanzi kana kukunzwa kwandaita ati anenge ndiye ega munhu mutema ari muchikwata ichochi, uyezve anga ari kutaura kuti vari muchikwata ichi vanga vakatarisira kuti akwanise iye kunge achivapa nhoroondo yekuti zviri kufamba sei pakuchovha bhasikoro iri, asi nenyaya yenetwork haana kukwanisa kunge achizoita izvi. Angokwanisawo kuzotora mapicha apo neapo nekuti kwanga kusina network, asi shuviro yake sekutaura kwaita ati iye ari kuti vanhu vemukrabhu yake iyi vakati ivo vanogona kuzomubatsira kuti awanikwe iye achienda kuTour de France, uko kwatinoona kunopindwa vane mbiri yakawanda chaizvo, vana Lance Armstrong nevamwewo vatakaona vachipinda imo muTour de France. Saka taona zvakare ipapo pachiburitswa hashtag padandemutande, tikaona vamwe vachiita machallenge vachiti ivo vamwe vari kutorawo mabhasikoro avo vachichovha, vamwe vari kutorawo vachimirawo nemabhasikoro avo kwavari ikoko vachitsigira zviri kuitwa naNdlovu, vachiti ivo aiwa, nyaya yaari kutaura yekuti vanhu vabayiwe nhomba dzeCOVID-19 inyaya yakanaka, uyezve veruzhinji vari kumutsigira mune zvese zvaari kuita. Taona zvakare chimwe chizvarwa chemuBulawayo imomo vachiwanikwa ivo vachibva vamupa yatingati iye poem, vachiwanikwa vachifara vachimukurudzira nemabasa ari kuita ekuchovha bhasikoro iri. Saka ticharamba tichiona kuti zviri kufamba sei, uyezve ndanzwa Ezra achitaura iye achiti achataura nameya nevamwewo vanyarikani muBulawayo imomo kuti vanzwe kuti pane zvakadai zviri kuitika, kuti Ndlovu awanikwewo achipiwa ruremekedzo rwaanofanira kunge achipiwa, nekuti hazvisi nyore kuti munhu awanikwa achichovha bhasikoro kubva kuJohannesburg opinda nekugwanda ozosvika muBulawayo. Saka zvinhu zviri kuwanikwa izvo zvichifadza vazhinji imomo muBulawayo, uyezve nepasi rose, nyanya padandemutande.
Kunjalo Sibili ke uyakhuluma lapha ke uMarvelous Sibili khona okwenzakalayo. So one of the bicycles that people are toying around with, you see, these are the bicycles that we used to ride at home, and this guy actually brought out his old bicycle to say, with this one I can reach Cairo. You can see how it is. So so people are making a lot of mileage out of this, and they are saying this is the way to go for Zimbabweans. There's need to support them by all means necessary. So iko konoko ke esikubonayo abantu sebekhipha amabhasikili abamanengi beveza ukuthi bamsekela uGatsheni. So sokule hashtag okuthiwa ke #Gatsheni wethu, #Gatsheni wethu. So nxa libona i-hashtag naleyo lingene kiyo litsho ukuthi likubona njani konke lokho. So siyabona sithi abantu abanengi bathi bayamsupporta ke uGacheni. Marvelous.
aiwa kutaura kuri Peter Gibbs vazhinji vatotanga hashtag yekuti hashtag Gacheni wedu, Gacheni wetu. Vari kutaura ivo vari kutsigira zviri kuitwa naGacheni nekuti vari kutaura ivo kuti zvakakosha kuti vanhu vapiwe dzidziso yedenda iri reCovid-19 nekuti taona kuti munyika dzakawanda pari zvino vamwe vari kutotarisa vanga vakambotarisa kuti vachavhara mabhodha asi takazoona kuti kune imwe variant yauya Omicron yakawanikwa iyo ichiita chazezesa pasi rose uyezve tikamboona ndege dzichinzi dzichamiswa kupinda mune dzimwe nyika nyanya kuBritain uko vanga vakamisa dzimwe nyika dzemuAfrica asi takazoona vachiwanikwa ivo vachiti aiwa zvakagadzirika pari zvino ndege dziri kupinda zvadzo pasina mari dzekubhadhariswa avo vanenge vari kubva kunyika dzakadai seZimbabwe nedzimwe nyika dzemuAfrica. Saka ndozvekutaurwa nahashtag Gacheni kuti aiwa vanhu ngavabayiwe nhomba dzeCovid-19 uyezve vaenderere mberi vachiwanikwa vachiteedzera chiga chiri kupiwa neWorld Health Organization panyaya yedenda irori reCovid-19 nekuti richiri nesu pari zvino.
Kulabantu abakhulumayo sibili lapha besithi bayabona okwenziwe nguGacheni sibili bayakubonga. Okunye okumangalisayo ngakho-ke i-hashtag abahamba ngayo kuthiwa yi-hashtag Gacheni wethu. So bayasekela nangomunye usesifonela khona manje sibona ukuthi silobani. Marvelous. Silomnumzana uGobalanda Mathe, uNkululeko Gobalanda Mathe ukhona ngale-ke eJohannesburg. Baba uMathe siyakwamukela kuhlelo baba.
Litshona njani Mr. Dube labalale?
Hayi siyatshona kakhulu, wena unjani baba?
Hayi mina ngiright lapha.
La usudingile ibhasikili lakho siyabona abantu abaningi sebeveza amabhasikili abo besithi sebesekela kakhulu uGacheni. So elakho la likhona yini intshelelezane yakho le?
Ngehlakile khona kade singathi uyabhubha. Kube utshelile 5 minutes time bengingakushutela ivideo.
So apparently we've got Mr. Mate. He's got his own bicycle. He was riding the bicycle right now. So it's part of the inspiration that he's getting from Gacheni. So okay, akusitshele ke baba ukuthi ubona njani uhambo lukaGacheni?
Mr. Gacheni siyamjabulela kakhulu into yenzileyo. Into enhle isibonelo first time umuntu break record kanje. Into engijabulisa kakhulu into enzima ukuthi abantu bebengacabangeli ukuthi engayenza into ekanje so kodwa uyenzile. Okufanele ukuthi thina kufanele sinikeze support engatholi support from other people, other countries sesisizwa ngabanye ukuthi sesile hero. Kufanele thina kube yinto esimpusha simqhubela amanye amazwe ngesupport sinikeze i-support.
So marvelous. What Mr. Mate is saying is that there's need to actually support him by all means, because he's one guy who was not expected to do all this kind of thing. So he says in some cases we end up hearing some people outside the country, like other nations, profiling such people without Zimbabweans doing a lot for such kind of individuals. So he's actually encouraging people to really support this kind of cause.
Aiwapo tiri kunzwa vaMate vari kutaura ivo vari muJohannesburg vachitaurawo kuti zvinhu zviri kuitwa nevanhu vakadai saVandlovu zvinhu zvakanaka nekuti vari kuti ivo tinoona vamwe vanhu vekunze kwenyika vachitowanikwa ivo vachizowanikwa vachitaura nevanhu vari kuita mabasa iwaya seakadai sekuchovha mabhasikoro nekuita zvimwe zvinhu zvinowanikwa izvo zvichipa nyanya dzidzo panyaya yeCovid-19 nenhomba yeCovid-19. Saka vari kuti vari kufara kuti tiri kuona nhau idzi dziri kuZimbabwe uyezve nepano paStudio 7 kuti Studio 7 yakwanisa kupa mukana kuna Ndlovu kuti auye achinyatsotaura achitsanangudza kuti zvakafamba sei kuti afunge kuti aite nyaya iyi yekuchovha bhasikoro uyezve kuti sei akafunga kuti awanikwe iye achitora denda reCovid-19 nekubayiwa kwenhomba yeCovid-19 sechinhu chaanofanira kunge achiwanikwa iye achitaura nezvazvo nokuti taona vazhinji apo asvika vanga vakapfeka mamasiki avo. Iyezve Ndlovu anga akapfekawo masiki yake asi azowanikwa achibvisa masiki kuti awanikwe achitaura achipa nhoroondo yekuti akafamba sei kubva kuJohannesburg uyezve achizosvika kuGwanda nekuzosvika muBulawayo.
Kunjalo sibili Mate. So nxa kunje wena ubona ngazani pho kumele yenzelweni umfo kaGacheni la?
Gatsheni kudingakala bese ngikhulume lo Ezra Chisa manje so besisazama ukuthi si-organize now ukuthi simvulele like i-account usizakwazi khona ukuthi simnikeze ama-10 rand noma 1 rand simnikeze support kwenzela ukuthi ekhuthaze more people. Into le vele Mr. Dube ibe late bekufanele ukuthi yenzeke before 2021 eyenziwe nguGatsheni because abantu abaningi kabagqoka ama-mask for i-COVID ukuthi ibhasikili nginanzelela ukuthi kuyasiza kakhulu because into engiyigibelile ngiyabona ingiyajuluka so kuyayenza ukuthi ungadlalelwa ngama-germs e-COVID-19 uma uthoba ibhasikili so kuyasiza kakhulu ukuthi abantu uma bethoba amabhasikili it's not easy ukuthi bebambe i-COVID-19 because now awugqoka imask awusayi which means ku-easy ukuthi ama-germs ekubamba but if uma uthoba ibhasikili it's not easy ukuthi ama-germs ekubamba.
So nxa usukhangele sibili ubona ngani abantu bangenzani sibili ongazwisa uGatsheni ukuthi enhlizweni yakhe kukhudumale sibili abantu bathini nxa ukhuluma la?
Abantu bayakujabulela into eyenziwa nguGatsheni so far asazi ukuthi bajabula ngemlomo ngenhliziyo zabo kodwa mangukuthi bayafisa ukunikeza isupport ngicabanga kusepha kusasa kuzabe se-information yonke isikhona besifisa ukuthi uGatsheni simenzele okuhle siye siyethenga i-trophy lapha eSouth Africa mayezofika lapha nje eSouth Africa simthenge ngesurprise esithole seyiprotector sonke siphelele simsupportayo sile trophy elemali phezulu okuzamenza ukuthi ethokoze ekhuthale kakhulu ukukhuthaza intsha nazelethe manje ama-viewers amlandelayo more than 2000 abantu enithemba ukuthi bonke sebeyagibela amabhasikili now besayika for i-COVID-19 i-health kakhulu ibhasikili njalo futhi lokuthi ukutshova ibhasikili kuyayenza ukuthi umuntu bebengasebenzi azithole sethola umsebenzi ukutshova ibhasikili ngoba kuyaholelwa.
Yes, marvelous. So according to Mr. Mate, he has inspired a lot of people and he's got so many followers now and these people are now cycling to different places, you know. So he says people have just seen that this can be a pastime, you know. Instead of going to mix with others, they can be cycling on their own and put masks whenever they get to some crowds. So while you're cycling, he says, you know, maybe chances are low that you can contract COVID-19. So kunjalo, marvelous.
Apo tiri kunzwa vaMate vari kutaura ivo vari kuJohannesburg vachiti aiwa zviri kuitwa naNdlovu izvi zvakanaka nekuti zvawanikwawo zvichikwezva vamwe veruzhinji kuti vafarire nyaya iyoyi yekuchovha mabhasikoro nekuti vari kuti ivo kana munhu ari kuchovha bhasikoro zviri nani nekuti unenge uchiwanikwa iwe mhepo ichikurova asi saka kuti uzowana utachiwana uyu hweCOVID-19 uchizokubata hazvisi kazhinji saka vari kutaura kuti zvakanaka zvaitwa naNdlovu uyezve sekunzwa kwandaita vanenge vari kuti ivo vari kuda kutotsvaga trophy yekuti vawanikwe ivo vachizoti kana hashtag uGatsheni wetu adzokera Ndlovu adzokera kuSouth Africa kuJohannesburg vagokwanisa kunge vachimupa trophy iyoyi vakataura zvakare kuti vari kutofunga kuti vabatanidze kamari kekuitira kuti vamupe paanodzokera kuSouth Africa netrophy iyoyo nemabasa ari kuita ekuedza kudzidzisa vanhu panyaya iyoyi yeCOVID-19. Gibbs, I was actually going to ask you that does he have a handle that people can follow because there seems to be a lot of interest in what he's doing.
So what he's going to do is to provide us with a lot of information because we need that. He's got a Facebook page which goes by his name and then another one that is affiliated to this club. So, but at the end of the day, I'll give you some more information as we go forward. So then we are joined by Miss Nomtanda Zokomazana, who is in Mumbai, India. Welcome to the program, Mama.
Ngiyabonga baba Dube linjani balaleli nababukeli.
Hayi siyaphila kakhulu. Nango ke uGatsheni usuke eJohannesburg siya koBulawayo echova intshelelezane ibhayisikili. Belibethela ikho nokudlala. Saturday, Sunday bese kwanda. Namhlanje koBulawayo ubona njani Mankomazana?
Baba Dube into enzo uGatsheni iyancomeka kakhulu. Inspire nezalukazi ezinjengathi ukuthi ngabe lento iyenza ke before test ngabe iZimbabwe inama ama-distances amaningi kakhulu kuma-youth nabasakhula abanye sebancane njengomntana akhe athi khona una 9 years kodwa uyakhona ukucycla like 35 kilometers per hour, I think kumbe ngizwe kahle. Bekuzoba ne-difference enkulu ku-society yethu and bekuzosiza iningi labasakhulayo ukuthi bengangeni kwezinye izinto ezingalunganga kodwa bebe ne-focus entweni enhle njengale njengogadeni.
So-ke faka la ngesikhiwa-ke sizwe ukuthi ungathini ngakhona khona.
Isikhiwa bakithi. This thing that has been done by Gaten is actually inspiring, even to us older people would actually wish it could have happened before now, because it was actually going to inspire a lot of youth and young people to stay away from wrong things and to focus on something that is more important in life, like what Gaten has done. And if the youth in our country would actually copy what he's doing, or I would actually feel like if there could be a club or cycling club that can actually help our youth to stay away from trouble and all. If our parents, we could just meet together and put up something so that we have something like Gateni and his son has done. It would be very helpful to our society.
Wonderful, marvelous.
If I may just ask, I think you said you're in Mumbai, in India, and we see that there in India, a lot of people do a lot of cycling day to day. Can you just tell us a little bit about that, so that, what are you learning there in India that we can emulate in Zimbabwe from what you're saying about, how people can start clubs?
Yeah. A lot of people here in India actually using bicycles as business. They are modifying their bicycles to do something useful to their families and to the economy as a whole. I'll say if you are an Indian here, you don't own, a family doesn't own a bike, you are considered to be, I don't know what I can say. A family that has a bike has food on the table. They actually modify. It's those old bikes that that we used to use when we were younger. They had a nickname to call those very big bikes, and very tall ones. They modify those to actually use to transport people from point A to point B. The youth, you can see someone like maybe kids from 4, 5, 6, 7 racing with bikes. At the end of the day, they have also like clubs, like what Gajeni said, from different stages, different age groups. They start from bikes up to a point of upgrading to motorbikes or scooters. So I've learned a lot, especially in this bike industry, if I can say that. Our youth can actually benefit from that. They can have clubs that can be sponsored by certain departments, or maybe, can I say, organizations. They can be part of that and create a difference in the society.
Yes, so ngenxa sikhangele khona manje sibona ngani kunengi abantu bangakwenza. Marvelous ngena khona bobo.
Aiwapo tiri kunzwa kubva kune munyarikani wedu vari ndavabvunza ini kuti zvataona zviitwa naNdlovu kuchovha mabhasikoro, tinoona kuti kuMumbai kuIndia kwavari nyaya yemabhasikoro inyaya yakakosha chaizvo. Vakataura kuti ichokwadi kuIndia kwavari uko mhuri isina bhasikoro aiwa haina cheruviri, nekuti vari kuti mabhasikoro eikoko vanhu vanotoshandisa kuita mabasa akasiyana siyana, kutakura vanhu, kutakura chikafu, kutakura zvinhu zvakasiyana siyana, kuti vawanikwe ivo vachiunza cheruviri mumhuri. Vakataura zvakare munyarikani kuti zviri kuitwa naNdlovu zvinoitawo zvakare kuti hali yevanhu yekuti vagonewo kuda nyaya iyo yekuchovha mabhasikoro iwanikwe ichitanga. Saka vari kuti ivo zvavadzidza kuIndia kwavari ndezvekuti kunyange vechidiki vanotowanikwa ivo vachipinda munzira, vachiwanikwa vachichovha mabhasikoro, vachiita makompetisheni nezvimwe zvakadaro. Vamwewo zvakare vachiwanikwawo vanoita izvozvi vari mumakrabhu, vachiwanikwawo vachipiwa sponsorship, zvinhu zvinogona kuitikawo kuZimbabwe, kuti vanhu vanogona kuita makrabhu avo ekuchovha mabhasikoro sezviri kuitwa naGacheni, uGacheni wetu Ndlovu ari iye kuSouth Africa, kuitira kuti veruzhinji vasawanikwe vachipinda munjodzi yekutora kana kuita zvimwe zvinhu zvisina kururama. Sezvatiri kuona munyika pari zvino, tinoona kuti vana vechidiki vazhinji vari kupinda vachitora zvinodhaka nezvimwe zvakadaro, asi vakapindawo mumakrabhu akadai seiwaya yekuchovha mabhasikoro, izvi zvinogona kugadzirika.
Yes, buyele-ke kubaba uGobalanda Mati. So Gobalanda, xa sikhangela-ke khonokho-ke osokwenziwa nguGacheni kunganceda njani abantu abaningi?
Into yenze nguGacheni unanzelela ukuthi mostly 90% ye-youth eZimbabwe ayisebenzi, iphila nzima ngokuthengisa. So uGacheni usebonisa ukuthi uyakhona ukuziphilisa ngokusayitsha, because if uyamlandelela uthi yena usebenze 16 years company ne-security from lapho wangena ku-cycle up to now, the whole lockdown yonke le besayikla, ukhomba khona ukuthi bekule something ebibuya. So unanzelela ukuthi i-youth yonke le kube iyasayikla, iyenza ama-tournament, ayithola ama-donors, ama-sponsors. Singaba yisizwe esinye esihle kakhulu eZimbabwe, ukuthi singeke sishone sikhalela ukuthi siyavuka sisiyathi ukuthi nini. Uveze isport esihle kakhulu eZimbabwe ku-youth esesayikla.
Kodwa nxa sikhangela i-COVID-19 ungabe ifake isando yini ukuthi ushaye isikhonkwane sibili kwazwela?
U-COVID-19 ngithe ube late kakhulu uGacheni ukuthi asicreate-ele le nto le, bekufanele ukuthi kube mhlambe ube wayiqala ku-2020. Abantu baningi abantu abaphile kakhulu ngesikhathi se-lockdown ngendaba ye-COVID. So abanye bephila ngokufutha, khumbula abanye bebenatha ama-lemon. So ukhomba ukuthi kube besisayika ngendlela le oyenza ngakhona uGacheni. Ama-germs i-COVID bekungekho lula ukuthi ikubane, ngananzelela ngavele uhambe maybe 10 kilometers uyabe usujuluke, kufana nokuthi usufutile everyday ekuseni usayikla, everyday ekuseni usayikla. Kube abantu bakhona abanye abasurvivayo because of i-cycling eyenziwa nguGacheni. But so now ngicabanga ukuthi abantu abaningi sebezasayikla, sebezabona ukuthi kuyasiza.
Yes, so siyakuzwa kakhulu-ke. So marvelous what he's saying is that maybe cycling can be one of the best solutions to COVID. You know, he says he has been cycling after he got this inspiration from Gacheni, you know, and he says, you know, he was sweating so much. People have been dependent on, you know, steaming, you know. So he says this is better than steaming because you'll be cycling, you'll be exercising, and this is good for your health. So at the end of the day, maybe we'll ask some doctors some other time to chip in and, you know, contribute something on this, you know.
Aiwa, apo tiri kunzwa vaMate vari kuJohannesburg vachiti ivo semaonero avo nyaya yatangwa naNdlovu inyaya yakanaka, nekuti ivo vari kutaura kuti pari zvino vari kutochovhawo bhasikoro vachienda kubasa, uyezve vari kuti pakuchovha kwavari kuita bhasikoro vari kuwanikwa ivo vachibuda dikita sezvinoita munhu uye anenge ari kuita nyaya yekuwanikwa achinatira. Saka vari kuti pamwe zvingabatsirawo panyaya yekurwisa denda iri reCOVID-19, vachitaura zvakare kuti nyaya iyi yekuti veruzhinji kana kuti vana nyanya vechidiki vawanikwa vachipinda mumakrabhu ekuchovha mabhasikoro inogona kubatsira nyanya pane vechidiki pane zvino vari kutarisana nematambudziko akawanda munyika.
Ngasibuya kuwe-ke mama Mankomazana, sesizwile lapha nge-hashtag Gacheni wethu. So kuthiwani abantu kumele benzeni ukuthi bencede uGacheni lapha?
Ngifuna ukubamba kancane lapho kade kukhulunywa ngumfowethu la. Uqinisile kakhulu ukuthi kungani kubuye late nyana, but it's never late because lento i-COVID yakhona ikhaza ngani iya-upgrade ngomnyaka, kuba namalokhuzana achiyachiyeneyo. Kodwa abantu bengatholakala benza ukujova amabhasikili khonokho bekaba fit. Uku-exercise ngithi ku-improve i-health system yethu, which ukuthi ukufutha khonokho yabe kusenzakale, imizimba yethu iyaqina, iyakhona ukulwisana nale COVID le. Okwesibili bengicabanga nje ukuthi uyabona ma abantu betshengisela uthando entweni and bene-talent, ngizovela njalo kumfana kaGacheni una-9 years utholakala echova ibhasikili ngendlela emangalisayo. ngeke kuswelakale umuntu ozoba nesihawu ozoshowa i-interest emfaneni omncane ukuthi lo i-talent phela le. Kuzabuya izipho nezipho, including amabhasikili, ukuthi engashoti ibhasikili. Abantu uma beshowa interest in a certain event and bene-talent yakhona, ama-companies amaningi, they will show interest, they will sponsor. Kodwa ma kuthule nje kuzwakala ukuthi intanga ziyatshontsha, ziyenza izidakamizwa, ziyenza lokho, bagoqa izandla duba kula muntu ozosiza. And bengifisa ukuthi ngabe abazali especially nama-organizations esinawo khonapha ekhaya ukuthi singabuyana ndawonye sibuthise into engani ithe qhaqa ukuthi sibone ukuthi ugatsheni uthola usizo, especially amasondo ebhasikili lakhe alimele kancane lapha kade ezama ukubalekela ama-pothole and all. Kuzafunakala futhi ukuthi kube atholele ichi ibhasikili or balilungise kunja, kuzofunakala amasenti. Bengafisa ukuthi ngabe ama-organizations ne-council yakobulawayo or any individuals abakhonayo bakithi basifinyelele fake lokuncane ukuthi asizakale ugatsheni. I-hashtag le kufanele ibe ngama-bold letters ukuthi kukhanye sibili ukuthi umsebenzi awenzileyo. Ngabe ngumuntu omhlophe, ngabe bonke abantu baphumile, nama-councillor konke ngabe baphumile bamhlangabeza. Kodwa into enhle kakhulu ayenzileyo isitshengisela ukuthi eZimbabwe we can do it also. We can go to France lahat.
Yeah, so I'm looking for my own bike. You know, I think I can do it, right?
Yeah, why not?
Unfortunately, I can't balance on 2 wheels.
You can.
You can try.
Yeah, I tried, and at one stage I couldn't take a good turn. So you know what happened thereafter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so marvelous.
If you can translate it.
Yeah, okay. Mfaka ngesikhwa mfitshana Ntombi. Kumbe wathi ngufake yeah, qhubeka mama.
Yeah.
Qhubeka.
Sengikhohlwe ukuthi bengithini kanje.
Yeah,
yeah.
yes.
I was saying, like what Mfowethu had said about if only this cycling started before or during that lockdown, the rate of people dying of COVID was going to be at least limited, because as you cycle, you are actually exercising and sweating more, and in the same time, your immune system will be very strong, which means your body will withstand or fight that coronavirus. We cannot say it has been late. We can still start now, because every time there is an upgrade of this corona or mutation, we can say. So we can still, it's never too late. We can still start now. As a country, we need to look at it. We can still have some clubs that can be sponsored by individuals or organizations if we show interest and talent into it. But if we don't show interest, which means we won't get any sponsorship on that regard. Take, for example, for Gacheni's son, at 9, he's showing so much talent and interest in biking. So anyone can get some interest to sponsor the kid. Can see that there is talent there. So they can even send bikes or money or anything else so that the talent must continue. As a country, we can do it. If it was a white person cycling from Johannesburg to Zimbabwe, we would have seen mayors, councillors, everybody will be out there cheering the white person coming. But now we have our own. Can you imagine? He left Johannesburg on Saturday. Even I don't think even if you are traveling with a car, you can travel that fast. He left Johannesburg and landed in Zimbabwe Monday. That's talent. That's gold in Zimbabwe. So I would actually wish for individuals or organizations to actually have some sponsorship, or even parents would actually, if our youngsters can join in, can show interest, can have a club or more, that can actually help out.
Yes, marvelous. So they always say, if Zambia did it, we can beat it.
Yes, saka po tiri kunzwa muzvare vari kutsinhira mazwi avamate ekuti zvakakosha kuti nyaya iyoyi yekuchovha mabhasikoro iwanikwewo ichinyatsosimbiswa munyika, nekuti muzvare vari kutaura ivo kuti dai anga ari munhu wechirungu anga abva kuSouth Africa achiuya muZimbabwe, taiona vanhu vachibuda negurungwanda, tichiona vanyarikani vazhinji vachibuda. Saka dai apa nekuti taona kuti Ndlovu ugacheni wetu vanhu vanyatso kumutsigirawo, nokuti tinoona kuti mwana wake waari kutaura iye kuti ane 9 years ane talent yaanayo, saka anofanira achiwanawo masponsor nezvimwe zvakadaro. Hapana chakaipa kuti vanhu vatange kuchovha mabhasikoro panyaya yekurwisa denda iri reCOVID-19.
On that note, marvelous Mtanganya, wish to thank our guests this evening, Nomthandazo Nkomazana, she's in Mumbai, India, and Mr. Ikwabala Ndamate, Inkulile Ikwabala Ndamate is in South Africa. And we wish to thank Ezra Chisaswanda as well for sending us all that information. And signing off from Maryland, this is Gibbs Dube saying good night, Zimbabwe.
I'm Marvelous Mtanganya saying have a very good night from Washington, D.C.
Good night.